It belongs to the lady next door, sir.
Hennessy, get that fellow to a vet as fast as you can, will you?
Yes, sir.
Easy. Now, Gamble, let's have the name of the lady next door.
Doris Delafield.
Yes, I'm Miss Delafield. Won't you sit down, gentlemen?
Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't win you a trophy at the dog show. You're quite a fancier, aren't you?
Yes, somewhat.
I'm interested in one of your dogs, the Doberman.
You mean Figaro?
I wonder if I could have a look at him.
I'm terribly sorry. You know, he slipped his leash last night and ran away. I've notified the police. My maid's been scouring the neighborhood trying to find him.
Well, did she inquire at Mr. Coe's house next door?
Well, I don't know.
You and Mr. Coe have been good friends, haven't you?
I know him. Why?
Your dog was found in his house this morning, badly wounded.
What?
Have you any idea how he got there?
No.
Do you suppose he would follow someone into the house?
Well, I hardly think... Now, what are you driving at?
Mr. Archie Coe and his brother were murdered last night.
Murdered? I was afraid that...
Just a moment.
Hello. Is that Miss Doris Delafield's apartment? Would you please tell Miss Delafield that we couldn't get the reservations for her and Mr. Grazzi on A deck, and ask her if B deck would be satisfactory?
Miss Delafield will not be sailing. You can cancel a reservation for them both.
Both? Do you mind telling me whom the other reservation was for?
I refuse to answer that question.
Would it be Mr. Grossi?
But I am Mr. Grossi. And if I didn't cancel those reservations, who did? What? Miss Delafield. Oh, no, she didn't. No, really, there's been a mistake. As soon as I can find out about this, I'll call you back.
I don't think you'll find Miss Delafield at home just now. And as for the cancellation of your steamship reservations, we regret very much that it was necessary.
Who are you?
This is Mr. Markham, the district attorney.
Oh, I'm honored, but I'm afraid I don't quite understand.
It's about this.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Coe didn't commit suicide. He was murdered.
Murdered?
Would you mind coming along with us? Just a little matter of comparing fingerprints.
No, not in the least.
I think that's all.
Found anything yet?
The one taken from the doorknob is too blurred for identification, but this one is very clear. It appears to be that of Liang, the Chinese cook.
Any luck? No, not yet. Well, it must be here somewhere. I'm positive that the dagger that killed the Coles belongs in that sheath. Tired. Well. That's strange. What is it? The King Ya vase is missing. It's the most valuable in the whole collection. That's all that's left of it. If I'm not mistaken, that's blood.
Blood?
Markham, I'm coming more and more to the belief that Archer Cole was killed in this room. That poker, this dagger, fragments, all here.
But, Vance, do you mean to tell me that the dead man walked upstairs?
I'm not trying to tell you anything but the facts. It's the most remarkable case in my experience.
Find anything, Cap?
Yes, sir. Plenty.
Mr. Reed.
Oh, yes, Mr. Vance.
Would you step in for a moment, please?
Certainly.
Smoke? No, thanks. Did you notice that the Ting Yao was missing?
Missing? Why, it was here yesterday evening.
At what time?
At about 6:30 or 7 o'clock. I came back to talk to Mr. Cole.
About what?
Well, as a matter of fact, I wanted to quit my job as his secretary.
Oh, you'd been having some difficulties with him?
It was rather a personal matter. I wanted his permission to marry Miss Lake.
What did he say to that?
He ordered me out.
You went?
Yes.
Where?
I went to find Miss Lake. I thought she was at the Kennel Club, but I had a puncture, so it was rather late when I got there. She'd already left with Sir Thomas MacDonald. Then I came home and went directly to bed.
Did you hear anything or see anything when you came into the house?
No. But after I'd been in bed for a while, I heard some noises downstairs. I opened the door and looked down, but it was only Liang, the Chinese cook, coming in.
Was he customarily noisy in entering the house?
Oh, as a matter of fact, it's the first time I ever heard him come in.
Indeed. Well, I think... Reed, thank you.
Thank you. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
Right. Good night.
Good night.
I think I'd check up on that Kennel Club alibi.
I will.
You might have those fragments check the fingerprints, if you will.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I'll do a little exploring in the kitchen.
Why, Mr. Vance, I thought... Get Markham.
Mr. Liang, I believe. You're the cook.
Me cook.
You can drop the pidgin English. That isn't necessary with me. Where did you go to school?
Columbia University.
Ah, that's considerable education for a cook, isn't it?
Mr. Coe employed me because I know a great deal about Chinese porcelain.
Ah, I see. That's a very lovely piece of Ting Yao, isn't it? How did it get broken?
I don't know, sir. I found the pieces in the wastebasket in the library.
You want me, Vance?
Oh, yes. See that, Markham? More blood spots on the inside. Apparently, the murderer dropped the dagger in here to hide it, but he dropped it too hard, and the vase broke. When did you find these pieces?
This morning.
This morning? You're sure it wasn't last night, about 2 o'clock, let us say?
No, sir. I did not get in until after midnight. I'm sure Mr. Reed or Mr. Gamble will tell you that.
What time did you find the poker?
The poker?
Yes, the poker. The one you hid in the Chinese chest in Mr. Archer's room this afternoon.
But I don't know what you mean.
Oh, yes, you do. I was behind the door in that room when you hid it.
Let me handle this, Mr. Vance. Are you going to talk? Or do I have to make you?
Wait. I'll tell you the truth.
Well, spit it out.
When I returned to my room here about 8 o'clock last night...
Ah, I thought so.
I heard angry, muffled voices in the library. Then a dull sound as of someone falling. I stood at my door here and listened. Then I heard footsteps cross the kitchen and go out the back door.
And then?
I walked up the corridor, and everything was very quiet. I opened the library door and looked in. The furniture was overturned. The poker was there. The desk was disarranged, and the valuable Ting Yao vase was broken. I thought there must be something wrong, so I went upstairs and looked into Mr. Coe's bedroom. He was dead. Fearing that I might be suspected, I went back to the library and picked up the broken pieces of the vase, and together with the poker, I took them to my room.
And knowing that you were alone in the house, you were afraid you might be suspected. So you hid the weapons and left.
Yes, sir.
You returned to the house about midnight and purposely made a lot of noise so as to establish your alibi. Is that right?
Yes, sir. All right, then. Where'd you put the dagger? I did not find the dagger.
Don't give me that. What did you do with it after you stuck it in Archie Cole's back?
I've got it, Mr. Markham.
Yes?
What? Fingerprint on this broken fragment belongs to the Italian, Eduardo Grossi.
Well, Mr. Vance, looks like somebody else miscalculated.